We have fighting at the bachelorette parties, more fighting at the showers. And did you know that 30% of our mail gets lost? Stay tuned.
I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
What's up, After Buzzers? It is Susie G, your host here for Real Housewives of Dallas. We are breaking down Season 4, Episodes 7 and 8. I am your ultimate Dallas fan. I spent many years there. I know a lot about the social scene. And with us today, we have our wonderful co-host, Miss Jolene Lunzer, who is a huge Bravo fan. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm so excited, Susie. We are just you and I.
Yes, and these were two crazy episodes. So tell me a little bit about your overall thoughts.
So both episodes were hilarious, and I was laughing a lot. Ridiculous. It's just typical Dallas Housewives where they make up to break up, and it's messy, and there's, Cameron, you can't do that, but you can. It's just like, oh, it's so good.
And today I'm so excited because we have some off-the-hook tweets for our segment and our special segments today. We have some news. We definitely know that there were some tornadoes that came through Dallas this past weekend. We're covering all kinds of fun topics from episode 7. We've got what went down at the bachelorette party.
Yes.
And then we cannot not talk about Miss Mama D. And she is wild. And then, of course, we have to talk about this beautiful shower that happened, but then the crashing of the happy hour. So we're going to talk about all of those news special segments, and then we'll round it out with our predictions today.
Yeah.
So let's jump right in and talk about episode 7. I mean, what did you think of this bachelorette party that Leanne threw?
Well, the bachelorette party was a hot mess. And how many parties do you have? I'm from the Midwest. I eloped, so I had one shower because my mom made me, and I was glad I did because I got a whole bunch of really nice stuff from Target because I'm very fancy. And there's so many parties. I would be stressed out if I was invited to these.
And that's what happens in Texas. They have party after party after party, and it's crazy. And I think everyone tries to outdo one another.
Yeah.
But now it's like this bachelorette party wasn't just women. There was also a whole huge thing going on. She had drag queens there, all of her gay male friends, which just caused a lot of unnecessary drama.
I loved, though, I wish every bachelorette party was just drag queens and gay men, because I am so over male strippers and dongs in the face. We can take that away. And from bachelorette parties.
The women had something to say about that. Cameron, they were all happy that they're like, we would rather watch drag queens, and it was fun. The bachelorette party started out rather even, like all episodes do. But we kind of need to talk a little bit about Stephanie and Cameron and their interaction there.
Oh, it's awkward. I know the whole Mexico trip. they were rooming together. They were getting along. I feel like Cameron is just, she's being really hard on Stephanie here because I know previously, I think Stephanie's grown a lot over the seasons. And this season, I really don't get why Cameron is so upset. I almost feel like she's projecting her anger for Brandy in that cliquish situation onto Stephanie. And Stephanie's like, I just want to solve this and not cry.
And I think that I'm seeing Cameron become more jealous, which again, I think the whole situation that was in Mexico, there was really no reason after they had this lunch to bring it all up again. The whole thing to me I feel like Cameron's being the baby in the situation.
Yeah, I think so too.
And Stephanie's trying to get over it and move on. And I think she's just like, why is she continuing to talk about this?
Cameron can be a gift. She can, just like Leanne, but she can also be a problem. And in this instance, I think she's really wrong. Stephanie's trying so hard in these 2 episodes to just move forward. And Cameron will take the littlest word, just that when they finally met up and when she said surface level.
Yes.
These women, Dallas, of all the Housewives franchises, they take words and twist and turn and spin to all of a sudden you're like, everyone's an alcoholic and we hate each other, and nobody said it.
And they make up, break up. But Cameron seems to kind of be involved a lot in these 2 episodes. But I love her. There's something about her.
Yeah.
As much as I'm like, oh, But I'm like, but she says something that just cracks me up, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I just love her. She's such a Dallas socialite.
Yeah, she's so 2002 The Simple Life Paris Hilton. Like, she's the southern version of that. And I think we've just been off The Simple Life for so long. We're like, all right, we'll accept her and all her pink and small dogs.
That's such a great analogy right there. And the main big part of this episode, though, is with Carrie. And so Carrie just kind of comes up, and who does that? I mean, I know that it's Leanne, and I know there's drama, but there's no need to bring up the fact that Deandra wasn't there.
Yeah, I just think I love Carrie. I love the addition of Carrie, replacing messy Carrie with call out Carrie.
Right.
I'm all for it. And then she's got the fancy house in Mexico. I am loving it. She brings some diversity to the show, which it desperately needs.
Yes.
And so I love it. But I do agree with you on that. She's kind of stirring it a little bit because I think she's mad at Leanne because Leanne acted like an ass at her place.
And I still get upset about the whole situation because they've said their apologies, you know, over and over again. Move on. They've all put their foot in their mouth. They've all said things that they shouldn't do, but Leanne just likes to keep it going. And I don't know about you, but I mean, her hand gestures, Leanne, are they getting worse in each episode? I mean, her fingers are going.
Well, she's just like, she's just a snarl and just like, try me in my hands.
If that was in my face, I think I would push her. Like, I'm like cringing watching her. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Would you really, though, push Leanne? Because she scares me. I mean, she gets Botox in her hands, I think, so she can punch harder. I don't think it's because they look old.
No, I think so she can take you out. But she got angry, and I was like, oh, those hands, they are everywhere, woman. But it did not end well. So again, we're seeing that Deandra is still kind of getting shafted through this entire wedding situation with Leanne, and it's kind of, and I don't know, it's sad to me.
Am I though? I wonder how you feel about this. Is it like, am I the only one who doesn't feel bad for Deandra? Because I felt like Deandra, like, she talked down to Leanne for so many seasons and used her as a kicking bag and was like, pretty much, you're lucky to be friends with me. And she did have her back to a sense, but it was because she was her, you know, little partner, like her little puppy, her little, you know, plaything. And now that Leanne has her own voice and popularity on the show, now all of a sudden we see a Deandra who will kind of bow down to Leanne.
There has been a switch. And how about when she calls her a fat cow?
Oh, not good.
I mean, they're just...
No fat shaming, ladies.
No, but Leanne is just throwing out the punches. And I'm like, is she on her high horse because of this wedding? I mean, she is like, nobody can stop me. Then when she's like, it's my wedding.
What happens to these housewives when they get married? They turn into bridezillas. Yeah, well, alcohol. Yes, definitely alcohol, divorce, and indulgence. But yeah, when they get married on any franchise, everyone's pretty much been a monster.
But should you be a bridezilla at 51 years old?
Okay.
In Texas? Yes? No?
All right. So I have a theory. And it's not much of a theory. I just wanted to say I had a theory. It's not anything good. I feel like I built that up more than it's going to be. She's 51 and never been married. So I don't think you should be a bridezilla, period. I think you should be chill and realize it's just one day out of your life. But for Texas people, it's, 364 days out of your life, and then you take one day off to sleep, like on the 364th day they slept. But she hasn't been married before, so I see that this is a big deal, and she did wait this long. Now, if this was like a Vicki Gunvalson from the Real Housewives of Orange County, and we're going on our third marriage, I don't want to hear about it. You better just run away, and do it in private.
I mean, but there was just a breakdown. But again, the episode ended, and it kind of rolled right in to kind of what we're going to talk about next. So that was great. But before that, we have a message from you.
Yes, you guys, thank you so much for making us the ESPN of TV talk. We appreciate it. Make sure you rate and review us on iTunes and sub and comment on YouTube, because we love talking about TV. We love you guys. We love getting you guys involved in the chat. If we weren't having internet issues right now, we'd be like, please say stuff in the chat, but still say stuff. We'll read it later.
Yes.
Comment after the video posts.
And going right into that, I mean, we're talking about Deandra and talking about this change, so we can't not go into her whole talk with Mama D. What did you think about that?
Mama D's the devil. I couldn't believe some of the stuff she was saying, Susie.
Doesn't she look like she would have like a painting done of her from like the 19, like she looks like a from like the 1900s. Like she looks scary.
Yes. I think Mama D.
Scary.
No, I don't want to say it, but I feel like she's the ghost of Mama D.
Yes.
Her hair combs to the middle in the back. It's not right, you guys. It's not. When you have a mother who's competitive with a daughter, it's about the worst thing in the world.
And right now, I think that's why, like, Deandra, again, is having so many issues because, you know, she was basically, like, bullied into taking over the business. Yeah. But then Mama D knew that there was no money in the business. And again, the whole situation, but her telling her, like, this is all your fault.
Yeah.
You have no money. I'm not giving you money. And then she just sits up and snarls and smirks.
She gave her a failing business.
Yes.
And I remember the day that she went to her house. She went to Deandra's house and she was like, I'm just going to give you the business, darling. And Deandra's like, well, what changed your mind? I don't think you should ask that. I think you should be happy. It's like, because it's going down the pooper. That's why she's giving it to her. Yes. And then tells her daughter, everyone's good for something, you're good for asking for money. Well, who do you think created that monster, Mama D? You did. She doesn't, of course she doesn't live within her means. You've never taught her that.
And how about when she's just kind of like narking on Jeremy pretty much, and you know, Deandra's like, well, I'm sorry I didn't marry Rich and he can't come and save me, but like I want to be a businesswoman, like I want to take over this business. But I think it's making her obviously very insecure. Mm-hmm. Now she's saying that she can't live off of $60,000 a year. I'm like, I could.
I know. Who couldn't? I mean, geez.
Wants to sell things, collateral. So, I mean, I just can't believe how vindictive and how much she's like betraying her own daughter. It's baffling to me. And I'm like, maybe this is a Texas thing. I don't know.
Well, and she has that trust over her head. So really, Deandra can't even call her out and have a real relationship with her, because ultimately, if she should disown her or something, she has control of that. And that's Deandra's whole future.
Right.
Which is so scary. And Jeremy, and I'm sure he takes a pretty picture, but they're not retiring on his pictures.
No. And again, you know, she brings up the fact that like I had 75 dresses and all of this stuff growing up. So again, Mama D created the monster, and now she's just ripping it and just basically throwing her under the bus, her own daughter. I did not like it. I don't love Mama D by any means. And I think that she is mean. I don't want to buy any of her products.
It is cringy. I know it may make you look youthful or your skin doesn't move, but I want my heart to still move when I'm that age. And I don't know if Mama D's heart is pumping with love for her own daughter, which is so sad.
I find it interesting, though, because Mama D, being this massive socialite in Dallas and well-known, throwing this business away to her daughter and watching it fail just seems so off to me, because I don't know the way that Mama D presents herself. I don't think she would want to be known as like a failed society woman, or her daughter. So something to me doesn't quite add up with this whole situation.
That's the thing, is I think Mama D separates herself so much from her daughter that she's able to go, well, it's not me, honey, it's her. I had it and it was a success. We sold it on Christian home sales, and in 1997 I got a plaque, it's on the wall, and then she'll say Deandra ruined it. So I really think there's some people, and this is just my opinion, that don't have that motherly gene, that loving, that want better for their children, and are competitive. And I have friends whose parents are competitive with them, and it's a scary, scary thing.
Now, do you think if she would have married into an obscene amount of money, that this would be their situation, or that Mama D would then be more accepting of her because she married into social grace?
I think she'd always cut at her and want her to fail, because she wants to be number one no matter what. So even if Deandra would have married Guillermo, who's Carrie's husband's brother, and had part of that Mexican house, Mama D would have been like, well, I don't like the stairs. It's just, it's pretty windy. I don't care for wind because it breaks my part.
Mexico?
Is it safe for women like me? Like, I think Mama D would say that stuff.
There's always going to be something. So I'm interested to see how this season continues with Deandra, because right now she's not in a good spot with this business, and I'm like, I don't know, girl, how you are going to turn it around right now.
The fact she can't get out of the lease, I mean, it was a good idea when she went to Stephanie's husband and Travis was like, hey, go home and run the business from home. Like, that's if you're paying $8,000 a month on a lease, but now she can't get out of it. And Mama D still takes money for her chauffeur, for people to clean her house. It's just you. Get a condo.
Cut your salary, girl. You don't need a salary. Pay the lease. And I'm like, okay, so she's going to be eating top ramen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And living out of like a trailer soon, but
I mean,
make
of
sure that
course.
lease stays.
Yeah, they could all live a little, I mean, more modestly. They both could do that. But when she said, no one will give you a loan when you don't have money, I'm like, that's wrong. Clearly, you're not a regular person because I've got plenty of loans and I have no money. So there you go.
And she keeps talking about how I have money, but you don't.
Yes, it's so competitive.
It is baffling to me. So again, I'm kind of excited to see where this goes, but right now, Mama D, I'm not a happy camper on this one. And that again kind of takes us into Deandra again not being a part of the huge shower that Cameron is throwing. And this shower, I mean, Cameron, girl,
She's fancy.
I hope she throws me a party someday.
I know. It was
Cameron,
so...
come out. Come throw us a party here at AfterBuzz.
Seriously.
Yes.
It was so beautiful, but it was also one of those showers or those parties where, I mean, you have all these big table placements where you have to talk around the big, large candles. Like, how you doing over there, Carrie? Pretty good. You going to the happy hour? No, I wasn't invited. Wonder why I wasn't invited. Me too. And they just have to, like, swim through. But it was gorgeous.
Right.
And really, the person that put it all together, Cameron signed the check, but her mother-in-law and her tiny little Skechers. Could she be any cuter?
She was so cute, and then she left. She's like, I'm done working. I mean, she obviously helped Cameron plan a lot of that shower, and the shower was smooth. I mean, there was no Cardi B, and I was very sad.
Who wouldn't want Cardi B at their shower?
Want Cardi B at my shower?
The quartet. Like, what? But she had another trio for her quartet.
Unfortunately, Cameron cannot even get the string quartet.
No.
Right.
She gets the trio.
We now know that her mom had a lot to do with that. But again, so we're talking about this shower, and here comes Brandy. I can't go anymore. Here comes Stephanie right after. What did you think about that, and how did you feel about how that all played out?
I mean, okay, fine. 2 days before, that stinks a little bit, but you're having 72 parties and they're showing up and you're not even that nice to each other. Brandy and Leanne can't decide if they love each other or want to stab each other. So if she doesn't go to one of the parties, big deal.
Right. I mean, did you think, though, that it was in poor taste that they did just kind of text Cameron and not let Leanne know? Like, Leanne's like, I didn't even know. They didn't even text me. So, I mean, it kind of felt like those two women should be smart enough at this point in the game with Leanne to kind of at least let her know.
I know. I'm just so happy I eloped because I can't deal with RSVPing and...
No.
No.
I mean, and then, you know, we're going through this shower. So I didn't even know some of the couples that are there. I'm like, who are these couples?
Who's Tiffany? Why is she always there? Did I miss her somewhere? Was she early?
I think she might have been earlier on because I don't totally know. I also find it funny, though, that, like, the other Carrie is at all of these events with Leanne because they had their own issues, but now they're like best friends again.
Yeah, her husband was getting his D whatever at the roundup, and now they're friends.
Forget that Leanne is the one that said that.
I think Leanne should get married at the roundup. I think she should rent it out, and they should have. It would probably. I mean, if she's friends with all the gay men, they're probably there anyways.
Right.
So go where your fans are. Go where your friends are. Where everybody knows your name. You know.
The roundup. But at the shower, you know, Cameron gets a text and she gets invited to a happy hour from Carrie. So, you know, now the shower turns to the gossip mill, like you said, back and forth. Like, did you get invited? Did you get invited? Are we going to crash it? You know, the other Carrie's like, is it creepy if we crash? But I kind of find it fascinating that Carrie's planning a 5:15 happy hour. I mean, it's, again, she knows. They know what they're doing.
They know what they're doing. Carrie does not, and we're talking about new Carrie. Carrie with the Awesome Mexico house. She does not like Leanne. And I don't necessarily blame her because I think, you know, they got off on the wrong foot. I think Carrie really tried. I mean, Leanne didn't have to do everything that Carrie wanted her to do, like run those stairs. I'd be like, no, thank you.
I wouldn't.
No, but I probably would have stayed in the room with her because it's her place.
Right.
I would have been more grateful. I would have got the sweat lodge and put mud on me. You know, I would have done those things.
Leanne doesn't always have the social grace that is needed. But now, you know, we're sitting at the shower and these poor husbands, they must just be like, I would wear earplugs if I were them during all of the episodes just to not have to hear the chatter. But, you know, Cameron's like, it's a girls' happy hour. You guys are invited. So what do? They decide that they're going to crash the 5:15 happy hour.
I was so happy.
I'm
that they
so
were
glad
gonna do it. Yes, drama. And I'm so surprised Cameron was down. That's the thing about Cameron.
Yes.
If it's with Leanne, Cameron excuses everything because she knows she has a ride or die with her.
Right.
And no matter what, Leanne will take those hands that are knives and stick up for Cameron. She needs someone to have her back. She's just like,
I just need to go get her nails so that I can point like
I
that to everyone I
know.
see. But they go to the happy hour, and so of course Carrie's like, what are you doing here? So now it gets into this whole dramatic, thing about the wedding invitations, why the people didn't come. So tell me your thoughts about how everyone reacted to this
Brandy's
situation.
reaction was my favorite. Well, and she talked about it at the happy hour, but when she was talking about the shower, she's like, I just got a text from a random number that said, do you like chicken or beef? I like beef, so I replied beef. And I would totally be like, I like beef too. Like,
I don't know who it
if
was
they're like
from.
carne asada, or you can have pollo, I'll be like, carne asada, please. But yeah, that was
Yeah.
funny. I think texting your invites,
So that
the
is
30%
again,
lost in the mail.
that is where that comes from. I mean, in an earlier episode, Leanna's like, did you know that 30% of mail gets lost? She says that to
Where does she
Carrie.
get her
and Carrie's
stats?
like, well, I get all my credit card bills. Those don't get lost. So now this comes up again. Oh, I texted it to you because 30% of the mail gets lost. Like, who texts 2 weeks before the wedding the invitation? Like, are you coming?
I know. And just do an Evite then. Just do a damn Evite.
Paperless post?
And yeah, exactly. And then Leanne will be 20% of emails don't get there unless you have Gmail.
Did you check
And
your
we
spam?
have AOL. Yeah, did you check your spam?
There it is.
Anyone over 50's got AOL. So
But I mean, it's like Leanne is just like left and right deciding, not deciding who's coming. Now I'm going to text you. You're on my friend list. You're not on my friend list. You're coming. Like, I can't keep up who's coming to what events because there are so many.
also, there is etiquette, wedding etiquette that says if you go to the shower and you go to the bachelorette, then you have to go. I don't know the exact etiquette,
Right.
but if you invite them to certain things, just invite them to the damn wedding or don't invite them at all.
And the best is like Deandra's sitting there and is like, for once, I'm not like involved in any of this.
I
She's just, they show her like eating popcorn and like kind of laughing because she has nothing to do with this. And once again, Cameron and Stephanie get into it again over the same issue. I'm like, girls, just get over it.
It's those two in their fight is the most boring fight of any of all time of any housewife franchise. Whatever they're talking about, I just tune out.
I do too, because I don't really understand like the hamster wheel reference. I mean, I sort of get it. And like Stephanie, I feel like is sort of insecure and like can't like
She's struggling.
come to be. And then Cameron's jealous, but then it's like a boring fight. It's back and forth, the same thing. I'm like, can we just move on? Fight about something else.
And I think they would really get along, actually, if
Yeah.
they just listen to each other. But Cam will find one word and then she jumps up like, I'm not taking this. Just like,
right.
don't say the F word to me, even though she didn't. That was Brandy. But just like that little surface level comment. And really what Stephanie was saying is, I want to get to know you better. I want to be better friends. I want us to dig deeper, which is actually a sweet thing to say.
Right. And I mean, again, it's like the surface level comment really hit Cameron to the core. Just those words, because she's like, I'm not a surface level friend, but kind of, I mean, she doesn't really dig deep.
No.
So, and again, now they're trying to call the girls out on where they were that day. And Brandy's like, I can go to my kids' event. But now you have like Brandy and Carrie and Leanne having their own conversation. So what did you feel about that?
I mean, so it's like you can see both sides a little bit because you can see that, Brandy and Stephanie tend to be a package deal. They're very codependent on each other. I think they're kind of married to each other in a way throughout the seasons. But they probably should have given more notice, but it's not that big of a deal. It's not that big of a deal.
At the end of the day, everyone's going to be at the wedding.
Yeah.
Because this is the Real Housewives of Dallas. They're all going to make up, but there's going to probably be, well, that's later on for predictions.
Yeah.
But I mean, the episode just kind of ends. And again, they're just like in unresolved fighting.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, who's going to make up? Who's going to like continue on? But at this point, it's like, I feel like Leanne has a hold over everybody because it's her wedding and everyone does want to be invited.
It's her show. Yeah, because they know that's filming time. I would say if I was Leanne, as long as you send me a gift to everything I'm inviting you to, I don't care if you come. You know, I get Cam might be a little mad because she
Right.
paid, you know, for the stuff, but you can afford it.
Oh, yeah.
So you're okay.
She's totally fine. And speaking of Leanne, getting into some news that we have today,
Yeah.
you know, she actually posted
AfterBuzz TV News.
She posted actually a video of her home. There were horrible tornadoes that went through Dallas and actually destroyed a lot of homes, and hers was about a block away, and she had some severe damage to her home. So we hope that they're able to recover from that. But it was really sweet because most of the housewives all over social media, you know, were giving their grievances and their condolences to families that lost them. And being in Dallas and living there for a couple of years, I mean, it's really scary. We have our earthquakes here, but I do remember tornado warnings, and I mean, they come so quickly. So for Leanne, we hope that, you know, her
Yeah.
house is in good condition. But, and again, for everybody else whose homes were destroyed
everybody.
out there, we are all thinking about you here at AfterBuzz.
Yeah, especially people that necessarily, you know, because it was kind of like this has happened with natural disaster type things on other housewives. And these housewives are lucky in the fact that they're able to rebuild, but there's so many people out there that lose their homes and their things, and they don't have the means to necessarily rebuild bigger and better.
Right. So cheers to all of them, and hopefully they can go out in Dallas and kind of help the community.
Yeah, that'd be
I'd
great.
actually like to see Mama D out there.
I would love to see Mama D. Where's Mama D's philanthropy? I need her to do some philanthropy after
I have to
how.
look that up.
I know.
And speaking of all of the craziness, let's get into our special segments.
Yeah. Oh, I love that tweet
I
sound.
do too. So tell us a little bit about some of these crazy tweets that we have.
Okay, I think we're gonna pull them up
Same.
here, and I don't have my glasses, but I'm gonna try my best. We just pulled up a couple tweets that were under the hashtag RHOD, and they're quoting, "I can't live on $60,000 a year."
This is from Mario Kiki on Twitter.
Yes, and Mario then says, "Nobody feels sorry for Deandra, spoiled beyond repair." I mean, to say that, I get that we're watching a
Yes.
show of entitled and privileged women,
Right.
but you can. If you changed
Yes.
your lifestyle, get a little townhome, you can figure it out. You don't need
Yes.
$18,000 dresses. So
No, not at all.
and this one, I can't read the name. It's Robin.
Robin Davies at Robin Davies 75.
Says, "I don't care what anyone says. At Cam Westcott makes hashtag Real Housewives of Dallas worth watching." Do you agree?
Woo!
Yes. We have a Cam super fan, Susie.
I look forward to her because she always has something to say that, I mean, it just knocks me off my socks. It's hilarious.
It's not like she's always right, but she's always bringing some
Something.
interesting banter for sure. And then, oh my gosh, I cannot read the Twitter handle on this, but it's with New York, Tiffany
Yes.
Pollard. I love New York.
Old Pizza Hut is the Twitter
And
handle.
what are they saying up there, Susie? My old lady eyes won't let me see that.
Leanne coming around the corner at that girl's outing, and she is like,
It is Tiffany, New York, just coming out like, yes.
Yes. I mean, Leanne is doing it up, and she's coming on strong.
I think Leanne thinks she's like New York. I love New York, Tiffany Pollard
Yes.
status, but she's not there yet. You know.
I do always wonder, though, why she always has all the jewels in her hair.
What is
Am I
with
the only
the
one that's
season of
noticed
the
that
jewel
the
thing?
jewels and the jewels?
I like the jewels in the braid,
I like that, actually.
but these ones, what's up with
the
that?
ones that come down.
Yeah.
Well, she even like her fiance like made fun of her. He's like, why are there like glow sticks in your hair?
Poor Rich, and he can only see part of them, and he still didn't like it.
Doesn't like them.
He was like, "I'm covering my other eye."
So speaking of Rich and getting married, what are some of your predictions?
Your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Well, coming up, we're gonna see Leanne trying on the dress and crying, and she has her moment, say yes to the dress moment with her friends. I think Rich is gonna get real tired before this wedding happens, like real
yeah.
sleepy. He might fall asleep during the ceremony because this is a lot of drama.
There's a lot of drama. Yes.
They're going to get married, so I'm not going to say it's going to be a runaway groom or a runaway bride, which it could be, but there will be drama at the wedding.
And also, is Stephanie going to adopt baby number 2?
Oh, Brandy.
I just said Stephanie.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Excuse
But
me.
that just
Brandy.
goes to prove how codependent they are. We can't
Yeah,
tell
I
them
can't tell them
apart.
apart anymore.
I can't.
But-
I think because we saw a preview for
Right.
next episode, and the same woman that gave birth to Brandy's first child that she adopted got pregnant again and she wants to give the baby up. I wouldn't be surprised. I kind of hope she does.
I know. She seems to have baby fever and is like good as like a mom. Like she seems like she's a fun mom and a great mom. So
her 10-year-old daughter is going to be so sassy even more. I cannot wait.
Sass of frass. She is going to be like Real Housewives of Dallas teenage years.
Yeah, she's like, Mom, how many babies do you need? Are you trying to get on Teen Mom too? I don't know. she's a handful.
Yes, and
she's
then,
a cutie.
Trying to think, again, we kind of reference, and I don't know if they're going to show it, but both Cameron and Stephanie have their anniversaries with their husbands. So they kind of like glanced through that a little bit, but I don't know if they're going to show any more of these anniversaries because they've all been married for like 11 years. I mean, props to them.
Yeah, I think I like the relationship, just real quickly, how Stephanie and her husband, I think him seeing himself on TV for all these years, he's lightened up. He's not so type A. He's not as hard on her as he used to be. So, and I think they did some counseling, so it seems to be working somewhat. And Cam and her little Kurt, what's his name? Court.
I love Court.
Court. I mean, he's cute.
He's so in love with her.
And they're so, I mean, it works. Whatever.
I mean, again, with like predictions of are they gonna shower Stephanie with more gifts, because I loved what he did for the gift. It was great. I was like, again, I think you've seen him lighten up, so I kind of want to see where that goes. But again, for like Leanne and Deandra, what do you think is gonna happen?
I want them to be friends again, but I would like the dynamic to change so it's more equal. You know, so it's not Deandra's higher or Leanne's higher, but I don't think those two egos can get on the same. One has to be higher than the other. I think Leanne bowed down to Deandra for long enough, and she's not going to do it again, and Deandra's definitely not going to fully bow down to Leanne. So,
and I think we're going to see more of Mama D. I think she just adds a little bit to this show right now, and I am definitely thinking that she's going to keep pulling that ripcord, and it's going to get bad.
It's like tearing a Band-Aid off real slow, and it's so painful. I'm like, did she say that? And she said that? But that's her daughter.
Yes. And I want to see who ends up at this wedding.
I know.
Are they all going to be there? Is someone going to get kicked out of the wedding?
Will someone's kid have to wear a dinosaur costume at a school pageant during the wedding?
Is somebody going to stand up and say, like, I don't want this wedding to happen? There is so much that could go down.
Will Leanne stab anyone with the wedding cake knife? We don't know, you guys.
Will she be throwing fingers?
Will she be throwing fingers? How much Botox will she put in her hands? I'm obsessed.
For this wedding.
I didn't know that was a thing.
I didn't either, but I might have to look into that.
Me too.
Anyways, that is our show for you tonight.
Yay.
We are so excited. Thank you guys so much for joining us here for the Real Housewives of Dallas. And that is it tonight. Buzz you later.
Bye, guys. Follow us on social media.
Susie G. Styles and Jolene at
Jolene Lunzer. Bye, guys.
Peace out.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.